Well, I guess Stan's a pimp.
The thing is, the cops saw it, so they didn't pull it.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on. We're back with another Good Girl review. This is season 3, episode 8, Nana. So we open up with Leslie, Boomer, Snake, Perv, whatever you want to call him, from 2 seasons ago. Well, he was in last season too, but he's neither here nor there. So I don't even know why we watching him right now. But it's 3 months ago. And he's out to eat with the security guard from 2 seasons ago. And he got like a boatload of food. Like, table full of everything. He's ordered everything on the menu. And I was like, is it the Last Supper? I'm assuming he had to get it all in and had to eat everything that he could, you know, from his favorite diner before he turned himself in. So, before that though, he asked the dude, you know, if you know anybody that can, you know, hook me up, get me ready for prison life, because he ain't affiliated with nothing to nobody, so he would just be in there by himself. So he goes and gets 666 on his face, swastika, all kind of symbols and, you know, things of that nature. So I guess to show he's affiliated with somebody, so he can have some protection when he get in there. So he do that, and then we see him go on in. Annie, she's seeing Josh, her therapist, and he's supposed to be helping her with her GED test. So he's quizzing her, and she's kind of flirting. Well, not kind of. She is flirting. She's flirting. She's being very aggressive about it, actually. And he's, you know, blocking. He be blocking it every step of the way. He don't never, you know, fall for the bait, bite the bait. He doesn't take her advances. He's always blocking her. But she's persistent, so she's gonna flirt anyway, because that's what she does. That's what she gonna do. Then we see Ruby and Stan there in bed, talking and fantasizing about, you know, how they should spend their anniversary. Stan got all of these plans in mind. You know, he's like, we could do this. I want to take you there. I want to buy you this. I want to do this and that and the third. And they can't do none of that. Ruby's just like, well, that's all nice and everything, but why don't we just go half on the water heater? That's enough anniversary gift for me. So they decide to do that instead. Then we see the girls. They're at Beth's house, and Ruby rolling around the house, wearing them floors out. They're in there brainstorming about, you know, what they're gonna do as far as Rio goes, and how they're gonna come into more money. Beth got a to-do list, and she's like, so first things on the list, gain back his trust. And, you know, Annie's like, well, how? Then we flash to Beth, and she's, you know, in there beating her face, putting on her lipstick, her mascara, her going out on a date makeup. You know, it's not that natural beat. She going out. So we see her in there doing that. Then flips back to the girls at Beth's house, and, you know, number 2 on the list is get a cut of the money. You know, no stealing. They're gonna have to earn it like they always do. And, you know, that's essentially the plan. Get his trust back, then get their living wage back. And then we see Dean, he in the house pumping up the air mattress. So we back in the hypothesis. For that first few minutes of the episode, we were going back and forth between Beth's to-do list, you know, her hypothesis, and the real world. So we back in the you know, in her dreams, I guess we should say. We back on the to-do list, and Dean is in there pumping the air mattress, and she goes in there all done up, and he like, where are you going? You look pretty nice. where you going? You know, she's like, listen, I'm going to get our stuff back. I'm going to get our life back. You got to look that good to do it? That I do. You must not know Rio. You must not know he liked this little polka dot outfit on me. So, yes, I got to look this good. Then we see Beth. She just happens to go to the same bar as Rio. And he's like, hey, shouldn't you be somewhere making my money? Like, what you doing here? And, you know, of course, she's like, what do you mean you here? Like, I come here all the time. I had no idea you would be here. No idea. But since you're here, now that I got you on the line, now that I got your attention, we got to talk. Because some things aren't adding up. Some things aren't right. We have to talk. And then we flash back. And the girls, you know, they still listening to the to-do list. And Ruby's like, so let me see. Let me see if I got this straight. So we gain back his trust. Get him to pay us a living wage. Just to turn around and pay somebody said living wage to kill him. Do I got that right? And Beth is like, that's the plan. But we got to get somebody that's going to actually do it, not pee in my car, you know, somebody that's going to be down and get her done. And Beth is, you know, she's just like, because that's all I got. And Ruby's like, well, Max's cousin is still an option. We never asked him. And she turned around and roll on out. Then we go back in Dreamland. And Beth and Rio talking at the bar. And he's like, what do you want, Elizabeth? And guys, like that, every time he calls her Elizabeth, get all warm inside. I love it. It's just like it's a term of endearment or something. Like, he's the only person around here calling her Elizabeth. Her own husband don't call her Elizabeth. Everybody, it's like, my name is Elizabeth, but everybody, and you know, my loved ones, they call me Beth. But my zaddy, my man, calling me Elizabeth. Because he the only one calling her Elizabeth. And I just love it. Anyway, he asked her what she wanted. And you know, she's like, I want what's fair. And he's like, child, what's fair? I don't owe you. Did you forget you shot me? Tried to kill me? Yeah, I'm not the one. I'm not the one that owes you. You owe me. And you know, she's just like, I'll do anything. He was like, anything within reason, Rio. Anything within reason. So he's like, so you still got that minivan? So he needs her minivan. Then we see Annie, she's at home, and Ben stay questioning her about her whereabouts and where she been and who she been with and what she been doing. Their little scene, I don't know, I can do without. Annie didn't even need to have no kids, honestly, because I just don't care about Ben. Ben adds nothing but aggravation, if you ask me. Because for one, he think he's too grown, you know, and that sort of thing happens when the child got to raise themselves and their mama. So you know, it's partly on Annie with that situation because she ain't never been, you know, the authority figure in the house. So that's why that girl don't got no respect for her. So that's neither here nor there. Then, because she asked her, you know, where she was. She was like, I was studying. I was with my therapist. We were studying for the GED. And she's like, y'all gotta drink beer to do that? I'm not understanding, Mom, but okay. Then the girls, we see them meeting up with Rio. Or, you know, so they think. They in there. And they out there. They like out on this wide field. Like, I don't know whether it was a cornfield. I don't know. But it was just all this open land. And they were sitting on this bench. And all of a sudden, they just, because they, you know, trying to figure out how Rio's going to show up, when he going to show up, what he going to roll up in, and all of that. Just anticipating his arrival because they don't even know what he needs. And he, Leslie, all of a sudden, you know, Ruby, Beth, and Annie kind of get blurred a little bit, and they draw attention to the sewer behind them, and Leslie climbing out of the sewer. I was like, so he done broke out of prison. Come climbing out, wiping off. Annie Banani? Girl, that's you? Well, all right. Y'all still got, I see the gang is all here. How y'all doing? You still got the van. Well, you're going to have to clean up a little bit, but let's go. Let's ride. Thank you for picking me up. And, so of course they taking it back because it's like, we thought that we were rid of you. What you doing here? I know this ain't the job. This cannot be the assignment. But that's exactly what the assignment is. Pick up Leslie from out there in the fields because he done broke out of prison. They on their way to take him to Rio, and Beth and the girls get, held up by a roadblock. So they stopped at the roadblock. They're nervous, but not really. The police officer walks up and he looked through the car, and then, he look in the trunk, and he in the trunk. Leslie, that is. He's in the trunk, but, they looking for him in the trunk. And they don't see him. He sees the hockey bag, and he asks Beth, does your son play for, I don't know, the Grizzlies? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's a hockey team. Does your son play for the whatever team? And she's just like, oh, yeah, what about your son? He's like, my son plays for the Blackhawks. And I guess that's supposed to be the rival. It really wasn't the Blackhawks. That's a team out here. But they were a rival team. So, now they got that commonality. And she can, make small talk with that. Oh, we'll see you at next season's game. And, you guys have a great year. Have a great season. Chat with you next time. And he goes on by his way. When they get, to another area, I guess, where they can let him out, they let him out of the bag, and he started talking about Canada and why he ain't in Canada yet. Of course, ain't nobody told us nothing about Canada. What you talking about? And so he's like, well, your boss told somebody on the inside that if I set the fire, then they'll make sure that I get to Canada. Excuse all of that excess noise in the background. People act like I ain't in here doing this. All that background noise. People really be my family, y'all. Anyway, see, that threw me off. Oh yeah, they when they take him to the place and let him out the bag, he started talking about Canada. They don't know anything about Canada, but of course they roll with it. They like, okay. I guess they know that automatically means ain't no Canada, and bring him to me. Leslie, he ended up, going into the bathroom to relieve himself. Talking about he was horny. But he went in there to do that, and then when he got back out, he was telling them about his prison stint. And what he was doing in there, and what happened to him, and how he was raped, and then he's like, I need a favor. And of course, Ruby and Beth are like, no favors, no none of that. We taking you to where we supposed to take you to, and that's just gonna be the end of that. No favors, no none of that. And of course, he brings up Nana. I haven't seen Nana. I want to say goodbye to Nana. Why he bring up Nana? Because Annie is sweet on Nana. She feel away. So, of course, now she's going to try to talk them into letting him go. And they oblige, reluctantly. But they take him on to Nana. Then, Stan's at work. And his bottom broad is in there being questioned by some police officer. And she's in there with two other dancers. One being Meg Thee Stallion. I was so excited to see her. I've never seen her in an acting capacity, but she did well. She did well for her part, It's just like, it just goes to show you, sis, you are more than the twerking, nasty mouth, savage that you portray. You can act, girl. You can really dive into the arts. You ain't gotta You ain't got to be surface level twerking girl. Don't let them do it to you, Meg. They had her typecast in there because what was she? A stripper. But oh well, she got her a job and a piece of coin. So we ain't mad at that. Then they're getting harassed by a cop. And Stan, he just looks at his badge and he's like, oh, you precinct 44, I was precinct 17 or whatever. So now they got that. Oh, you a boy in blue. Okay, I can trust you. Because at first when Stan walked in there, the cop was like, you need to wait outside. So he had to make him feel comfortable. Oh, I'm one of you. I'm an ex-cop. So once a cop, always a cop. And the other cop kind of relaxes a little bit. And Meg is like, he just can't come in here going through our stuff like that. And Stan says to her, well, it doesn't really work like that for girls like you. So they like, whose side are you on, Stan? All of a sudden, Stan says, I think you bitches need to sit down. I was like, wait a minute. So, are you a pimp now, Stan? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. You just done told these girls. First of all, you call them bitches, and then you done told them to sit down, and so aggressively, like you had your strong arm going on, like you had your pimp hand up, ready to smack somebody. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about where Stan is going with this whole bottom broad and her private parties. But anyway, he tells the cop, oh, go check the lockers over there. It's in there. Because he's there about that stolen property. And he's like, oh, it's over there. Go check in that locker. The girls are looking like, I know this nigga is not Stan. Nigga. Really, Stan? And bottom broad even is, she even says, Stan, really? And he's like, I said, sit your ass down. And so she sit down. Again, I'm afraid. I don't know. I don't know how to take this. How to take Stan being so, pimp-like. I don't like it. Anyway, the cop ends up leaving, and afterwards Stan is just like, I had to, get him off our scent. But from here on out, cash only. We not taking jewelry and, items that people gonna really miss. Loose money around the house, these folks are millionaires, they ain't gonna miss it. So next time, cash only. And they agree, and that's just that. Bottom B though, she's just like, I don't really want to do this no more. Like, why don't we just kind of cool it? And Stan is like, I can't cool it. Not gonna cool it. We in it. I'm doing it, and we doing it. Ain't no cooling off, cause my wife wants a water heater, and I'm trying to give her water heater. And bottom broad is just like, well, as long as you got our back, as long as you always got our back. And he's like, always. Don't even worry about that. I got you, bottom broad. I'm gonna always have your back. Now let's get to this money. Then the girls, when they take Leslie to go see Nana, go to the nursing home. Nana dead. Nana died a week ago. That's not funny. That's not funny. It's not funny. Nana died a week ago. And so, that's a lost cause. They done went and wasted a trip and wasted gas going over there. Take him round there. And she did. Ruby come rolling up. All late. They ain't got it don't make no sense that they ain't got no ramp close to the door. Like, I just don't understand how is a handicapped person supposed to get around like fussing. And then when she roll up and see that everybody's somber, she's just like, what happened? What I miss? Where Nana at? Nana dead. Nana is dead. Well, they in the car. And of course, Annie's in her feelings, about the whole situation. And the rest of the girls are like, I mean, she's racist for one. She kind of chose him over you. Like, she lied to you. Don't be feeling that bad. She wasn't no angel. In their eyes, she ain't really nothing to miss. But of course, Annie, she spent time with the lady, so she, she got a little emotional about it. She feel a little something in her heart for Nana. Leslie comes back with the ashes, and he's like, he tells Annie, that he don't want to leave, and he wants to take his Nana to some park, some reserve to spread her ashes, and he want them to go, like another roadblock, and they just like, no, we not doing this. And then all of a sudden, Beth snatched the urn, and she, get out the car and lock them in. They in there on the child lock, so they can't get out. And she got the urn, and she holding it over the, thing like, don't play with me. I will dump Nana. Now get your behind back in that bag so we can go. Do you want me to dump Nana? I know you ain't trying to sift Nana out this big old dumpster, but you will if you don't get back in that daggone bag. Don't test me, because I'm dumping Nana. And so he don't want no problem, so he go on back in there and get back in the bag. And on his way back, he say to Annie, we not going to Canada, are we? Nope, not going to Canada. That is out. Then Ben, he pull up on Josh, the therapist, and try to check him like, I don't know what's going on between you and my mama, but she feel like it's more than what it is. She like you, like she really likes you. She's only doing this GED stuff to impress you. She's only trying to get an education for you. And I know you don't really like her like that, so you need to draw the line in the sand and set the tone and be pretty clear about it. Because if you don't, the minute she finds out that this is all work for you, she's going to fall into depression. She ain't going to pay the bills. She's not going to feed me or herself. It's going to be all bad. So leave my mama alone or keep it strictly professional. Got it? And he's like, is this a threat? Because he threatened, basically to ruin the practice with Yelp reviews. And he's like, so you a Yelp terrorist? Yep, that's me. That's me. I'm that dude, especially if you keep messing with my mama. So try me if you want to. And he just get his book bag and roll out. Overstepping, like, real bad. Mind your business, man. I mean, I guess your mama is your business, but when it comes to your parents and their relationships and, this type of sensitive thing, because she does need a therapist. Annie need a therapist. So I don't like that, Ben. Don't be trying to run the therapist off now. Anyway, then Rio and the goons, they meet with Beth and the girls at this, I want to say it was like a vacant garage. They meet there. And as soon as they pull up and close the, turn the car off, Leslie starts that, Annie, can you hear me? Annie, please. And with a whole sob story about his Nana, take care of Nana, do this for Nana. It's just like, no, it's really too late now, Leslie. Like, we are here. We're about to give you over to the man that's gonna send you to your maker. At this point, ain't enough pleading in the world, because Rio coming over here to get you. And now it's out of my hands. It's above me now. Sorry. And Rio does come. They get him in the bag and walk him on back over there to the car. Before he leaves, though, Beth is just like, stop. You don't have to do this again, do you? Like, no, yes, he does. Out of all people to save, Leslie ain't it. I don't even know why we even got to deal with Leslie now. This episode kind of felt filler-ish to me, but whatever. He tells her, you're going to get your 12% off the top now. We back in business. You done did this assignment and did it well. Have a good evening, Beth. No, excuse me, Elizabeth, because he don't never call her Beth. Ruby gets home and standing there with the streamers up, the strobe lights, big old speakers, his karaoke mic, going in on some salt and pepper, push it. And of course, Ruby, even when she in a terrible mood, when she in a funk, she gonna still hop right on in to where she's supposed to be at, and she gonna hit her note and her lyric. So they did that. It was cute or whatever. And she was like, how did you rent all of this? And he was like, I bought it. I bought it. I ain't rent it. I bought it. And then, of course, now the next question is, you bought it? How'd you? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I bought it. I bought it. Don't worry about that. Egg roll. Egg roll. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I bought it. So, egg roll on that. Don't ask no questions. You already know where it came from, Ruby. And now she, feeling away about, the private parties and all of that. Talking about, I feel like you're getting a little bit in over your head with these private parties. And he's, of course, then is like, whoa. Now you got a problem with stuff? I don't understand. So, of course, for their anniversary, he done got her an upgraded ring. Ruby don't even want to wear it. Which is craziness to me, because I would have sure wore my ring hat. But she didn't want to wear it. I guess she thought, I'm not wearing that ring that you got with that dirty money. No, get that out of here. They had a little disagreement about that, because it's like pot, meat, kettle. Neither one of y'all can hold anything over, the other person's head anymore. Stan is a pimp, and Ruby makes counterfeit money. That's just y'all right now. So no more pointing fingers, none of that. Y'all are, a couple that commits crime together. Maybe not together, but y'all gonna do what you gotta do for the family. Then we see Annie and Josh. She goes, back to the shrink or whatever. And he automatically introduces her to a teacher. He's like, I figure you needed a real teacher. This is, we'll call her, Lila. What's her name? I did write it down. We'll call her, her name is Lila. Lila is Josh's girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever. They live together. She there to stay. Lila, that is. So now that was his, drawing the line in the sand. Now, Annie, now you physically see that there is someone in the picture. So now you can kind of fall back a little bit. So when would you like to schedule your next appointment? Oh, and feel free to talk to Lila about these GED questions. Because we not meeting up no more late at night for beer and pizza and none of that. Of course, Annie's just looking like, let down. She finna go. Hopefully she don't fall into depression, but we know Annie. Then Beth, she's back at home, and Dean is looking at pictures, of the good old days. And he mentions to her that when they started dating, she was wearing jeans. She never got that done up for him. And she's like, well, I mean, when I was meeting up with you, I ain't want nothing from you. Dean always being his feelings, because she always ends up saying something like, he's better. She don't flat out say it like that, but I mean, might as well. Annie, she goes and takes Nana and spreads her ashes. That's a cute, sweet scene. Annie gets emotional, and sis, acted her ass off in that scene. With that laughter turning into tears, back into laughter. That's good. That takes some skill to show that, that different range of emotions, like that. Anyway, then the girls, they back at work, making the money. We back in business. We're gonna get our 12% off the top. All is well, all is good. Then we see, after they, have the finished product, Beth holds up the $10 bill, and then we see a pan, and there's a detective holding up their money, the same $10 bill, and they looking at it closely. And the cop is like, I don't know, I'm trying to put my finger on what this is. And the other cop gets up. She gets up close. She's like, I don't know. Is that nail polish? So it must be a woman. Well, I'll be. So apparently, these people are on to Beth and her perfect money, because it was perfect. It went through the money machine and everything without being detected. So I'm kind of confused as to how it even got on the, on their radar, but they looking, Beth. They looking. So tread lightly with all of that you got going on. That was it for the episode, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. Sorry that this is a late upload, but I tried to do this yesterday and I got so many interruptions from these folk. And these folk being Timothy, little Timothy and Eden. Lord. Eden more so than TJ. Eden was down here trying to stand next to me right here. I was like, girl, I know you see me trying to. Anyway, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me BuzzFeed, and I will chat with you guys later. Peace and light.